Hello. Good evening. Hi, this is Souradeep here. Hi, how are you doing? Am I audible to all of you? Can you please let me know? Great. I want to wish all of you a very happy Holi to all of you, to you and your family. May the coming days of the year be colorful in your life and enjoy it with your family. Thankfully, this time during Holi, there is not much scare of COVID. So, something that we can enjoy the Holi with. A long weekend is starting from tomorrow, and that's why we are having the session today. And we will start here. Okay. So, this is today, it will be half an hour session because normally it is a 1 hour session with me and Vivek sir. But today, due to some urgent work, Vivek sir had to go out and he's not available today. So that's why I will take the session for half an hour as I take it, and I will try to give you a perspective of how the global market and how the next week market should look like. Okay. Now, this is Nifty, okay. And as you remember, last week when we were having this discussion, I told you that once it crosses this level of 16,850, 890, it will turn bullish. What happened is that one day there was a very bullish momentum, and let me also add it here that 200 DMA, okay. So just a second. If I add the moving average here, okay, and making it 200 EMA. Okay, so I was quite pretty sure that once 16,800 is crossed, it could be bullish. But one day, because there was 200 DMA, it tried to give you some kind of uh, headache by pulling back, giving you an impression that market may go down. But actually, what happened is that yesterday it had a very strong day, and because yesterday there was Fed and Fed was not very hawkish, and that's why the global market also rallied, and we also rallied. Now, once we are above 200 DMA, now from here anything can happen, right? The immediate level that one should look for it in terms of Nifty is going to be this level. Okay, so obviously this 16,340, 350, 360. Once it is crossed, possibly it will go to 17,800, and it can go towards the recent high of 18,375 and higher also. In between, there can be corrections also. But what I would like to say, if you are thinking of long, and if a market is staying above 17,000, any pullback towards the 200 EMA plus 5-day high EMA would be a good buying opportunity in Nifty in general. Okay. If I'm talking about Bank Nifty, Bank Nifty, you can see today's pullback happened because this is the first time in many days it came close to the this level of 200 DMA, which is 36,700. So as it happens that once market start trading above 36,700, it will probably, and you can see a kind of a zone here. Okay, you can see kind of a zone here. So this 36,700, once it is crossed 200 DMA also, you can probably see it moving towards this 39,000. 39,000. RSI has also moved above 50 if you look at. So things are looking good. And why things are looking good? Let us have a little bit look at the global market also. Okay. So I'm opening the global market basket, and another thing is the commodity basket. Okay. So this is the commodity basket. So you can see that there has been quite a big cool off in crude oil from 130 to a level of 94, 95, which was supposed to be a support because this was the earlier breakout point, so it acted as support. Today it is going up until and unless there is not no huge spike. What you can see that most of the things are right now in the normalizing mode. Okay, nickel had last week had visited 5600 since coming down. Iron ore also is coming down. Everything is coming down. So the scare that war will push commodity prices through roofs, that has actually receded. And what we can see that due to this, our market has started going up because we are mostly a commodity importer. And as expected, Fed was little hawkish, not very hawkish, and that's why you can see the bond yield, U.S. Bond yield has crossed, and slowly it will go towards the normalization level, okay, of 3%, and over a period of maybe 1 or 2 years, it will go towards this level of 3.2, 3.3. See, don't lose out the overall side. See, this is the monthly chart of uh, uh, interest rates, and from several years. Like if I show you several years, see, we have been falling on these. So obviously, it can go to 3.2, but the factor is that if you see the very long-term trend line from maybe here, you will find that 2.57 or 3% would turn out to be quite a big resistance from bond yield. So obviously, because there are high crude oil prices, the bond yields are going up, but unlikely to go very strongly. Okay, unlikely to go very strongly this bond yield, and that's why not that much worrisome. Okay, and the base thing that has happened is that uh, this thing is that cooling down, okay, cooling down of dollar index, and it may fall again to 97.65, and that is also good. And now the base thing that happened with India is that, see, not politically what I'm saying, this I'm talking in terms of market perspective, that the ruling coalition had a big win in, you can see, uh, in in the state of Uttar Pradesh, and they won majority of the seats, barring the Punjab, where they were in any case not a very strong ever in their lifetime. So, in all likelihood, in 2024, India is likely to get a very stable government and the same government, and that means it is continuity of policy in the market. Market gets a little bit shaky when it thinks that coalition government would come or a new government would come. Why? Because that means the business policies may change. Okay, and the Congress, unfortunately, not being a very strong single party, there would be very fragmented. There would have been very fragmented government possibility if BJP would have lost UP. In that case, they might have lost 2024 also. So from that perspective, you can think that, and I am talking you from a medium term perspective. You can think that next, I would say 4 5 years possibly, if they win 2024, maybe after that couple of years, uh, at least till Mr. Modi is not retiring, maybe till 2026, you may have a very stable government, and you may have a stable policy and stable market. So from here, all the markets can actually, in general, especially domestic facing sectors, can do really well. Okay, so domestic sector can really do well. So all these cement stocks, I don't know, FMCG would probably bounce once this thing is gone. FMCG may bounce once this, I would say, uh, high inflation is gone, but all other domestic facing sector, the financials and all these things may start going up. Why I am telling you this? Because for someone investing for a 4 to 5 year horizon, this is possibly a good situation to look at next 3-4 years, where you can get a general 15 to 20% return on mutual fund level also for next 4-5 years. Okay, obviously after that Mr. Modi will resign and then next election will come in. So all those things will start coming after 2026-27. Okay, possibly. So next 4-5 years should be overall good for market. So take a broader view, and if you are having good mutual fund holding, you can actually think of remaining invested, and possibly that will give you a good amount of return. Okay. In terms of Russia-Ukraine war, one thing I can tell you is that the world markets have started taking it into the stride, because Russia is invaded Ukraine and all these things. The gold has also cooled down. You can see from 2072 level, and probably there is not a broader escalation that is happening. And what is happening right now is a localized escalation, which is not a welcome move. But obviously, what can we do if that is the case? We have to accept, and market and economies have to move on. Regarding the mother market, see, once Dow Jones crosses this 34,200 level, it will be again bull market. And once Dow Jones actually closes, as long as it is closing below, there will be a possibility of retest of low levels. Okay, so that is a one worry that people have. But again, 32,800 stood as a very strong support. See, many of the days, uh, see, one day only there was close, but most of the days it was taking support here. 34,000 it is there. Once it is breached on the upside, I would say market can start going up 34,200. So have a look on 34,200 in Dow, and then if on the other hand it breaks 32,800, then that will be a different scenario. I will definitely let you know what happens over the period of time. Okay, because this is a running scenario. So still we are not very bullish, as long as in the global perspective, as long as this 34,200 and maybe 34,600 is not crossed. One crossed above, then possibly this Russia-Ukraine local escalation may not cause that kind of a worry for the market. Okay. Regarding gold, would like to cover a little bit about gold also. See, this was a very strong level. It came to this level. So right now, as long as it is, and it formed a hammer kind of thing, and from here it is trying to bounce. So if it bounces from here, uh, it can, if there is a high escalation, it can bounce till 2000. I don't know. But gold is a very sluggish instrument, very difficult to make an opinion about it. But if it stays below this 19,010, then it may again fall to this 1760, 1780 kind of a zone. So overall, gold is not a very moving situation, I would say. And when I am talking about crude oil for a moment, just a second. Let me take the crude oil here. So as long as WTI crude oil, okay. If I'm looking at WTI crude oil, see, this zone 95 to 90 would act as a support as every time it falls. Okay, so look at this. If it anyhow closes below 90 or 89 kind of a level, probably we will see crude normalizing and trading towards 80, 90. But overall supply situation is so tight that 90 to 100 or 90 to 110 should be the ideal range, because India is buying crude at a discounted prices, because there are global, I would say, some kind of, you can see. So this was a strong support area. It could support here and going up. So you can see, as long as this WTI is not dipping below 95, it is very difficult for WTI to actually fall a lot. Okay, so that is what I want to tell you, is that look at this level, and if crude again starts going above 100, 105, 110, then Nifty may actually weaken. But overall, Nifty will possibly remain strong because of the political stability perspective in India. Okay. Uh, so this is about the global market, what I wanted to tell you. Okay. A little look into the global relative strength would be helpful here. So if you see, since the start of this March, if we see that India has again one of the best performing market with CNX IT at the top. Okay, and this Saudi Arabian market has started falling as crude oil from 130 has started correcting towards this 100 level, and India and Indian IT has become again the best performing market. One sector which is a little bit weak, and I don't know why it is so much weak, is the US 100, that is the Nasdaq. I don't know why it is, because possibly this is a very long-term cycle that we are having IT. So Indian IT overall has done good, but US IT is still in the middle, not very strong, and you can see possibility of it uh, a little bit underperforming compared to other indices. Okay. In terms of indices in India, I will come to the stock specific discussion. Okay. In terms of uh, next, sorry, in sectors in India, where has it gone? Just a second. Yeah, this is the window. So in terms of sectors, if you are talking about especially last week, you can see that CNX Auto has, because it had fallen very sharply due to the commodity price hike, it has gone up, and bank, realty. So all, as I was saying, as Yogi Adityanath ji had won the UP election, all domestic focus sectors, see realty, private bank, financial services, auto, they have been the outperformer in the last 1 week. And similarly, what I can see, if global market does not go up from here, what can happen is that we can see very strong rally in terms of I would say mid caps and small caps. Okay, so few of the stocks. Let me show few of the stocks that I have discussed this week. Uh, I had discussed the paper stocks. Okay, so one is that Andhra paper that I have given to my TMP students. When it was 255, you can see how here I had given and how the stock have done. Okay, since then almost 300 it had gone. JK paper I did not give to the TMP student, but I posted because the same paper stock I did not give one to, didn't want to give both. So it has rallied a little bit less. I have posted about this in my Twitter handle. So going to my Twitter handle, just a second. Yeah. So this Linde India that I have posted uh, here, Linde, because I did not post because Raja had posted Linde India in TMP. I had posted Linde India, and Linde India has done phenomenally well. Okay. Now I had given a Century Ply. Century Ply also I gave, but Century Ply, what it did is that it took our stop loss that day. It took our stop loss that day, and then it had done phenomenally. Okay. It took our stop loss that day. It had done phenomenally. Yesterday, I gave Excel Industries, and Excel Industries. You can see after I gave it, rallied beautifully. Then it pulled back. Few stocks failed also, like Torian Pharma. I gave today, failed a little bit. I was expecting good rally here, and Reliance. I was expecting some correction here, because you can see Reliance was at a very important resistance. So I was expecting some kind of a resistance here, but what it did is that it broke very strongly, and then went to 24.95. See, Reliance is very classically poised, Reliance is very classically poised. Actually, the entire market up move can be lifted by Reliance. As you can see, that kind of a support area from which Reliance, if I go to the monthly chart, probably you will understand better. So kind of a symmetrical triangle was there, and Reliance had started breaking out. Probably once it starts staying above 2500, though unfortunately the volume is not huge. Okay, the volume is not huge. But again, as I say to my TMP students, volume nowadays is sometimes always volumes come much later once the up move starts, not at the very beginning always. So it can happen that it is just beginning, and once it's take about 2500, it can go to 2600, probably then 2800, and start a big up move. Okay. So Reliance actually also failed that I have given this week. Okay, Lean Day India, Raja had given. So Linda India, Raja had given and done phenomenally well over the week. Okay, so Raja gave at 30 here only 3100, and it went to 3400. So a lot of good stocks that we have discussed over this week, and uh, few stocks I would like to discuss because gold prices are coming down right now. So you can see Titan having a lifetime breakout. Okay, so Titan can do good next week. Okay, SRF can do good, looking good to me. Okay, this was a phenomenal week, and possibly SRF is ready for something big once it crosses this 2700, possibly 30,000, 3200. It can go. Uh, One stock that did well today, Teen Plate. Okay, Teen Plate. Once it stays only above 400, not before that, it can do well. A very steady up move in spite of everything that is going on. Sugar stocks also did well. Okay, though I did not actually give the stocks. Sugar stocks already also did well. Balrampur, Chini, Triveni. Have a look on them because the government will try to mix more of ethanol to actually take out the clear RSI hidden divergence. This I had posted in TMP earlier and in my Twitter handle also earlier. So when the stock was here, okay, when the stock was here, that time, if you look at the daily chart, at this point of time, I told that it can go up, and actually 150 point rally in the March it had. Triveni Engineering. Okay, I think from Balrampur Chini also I said something like that and posted in my Twitter and in my groups also. So I had done well. Okay, probably not posted about Balrampur Chini. Anyways, so whatever stocks that will keep on coming, whatever stocks that will keep on coming in between, in our focus, we will try to discuss this stocks. Navin Fluorine also looks possibly moving towards up. One more stock is Maruti. Okay, Maruti, because the everything is cooling down. Though the China threat is there that China may go into a lockdown due to COVID, but if that does not happen, probably Maruti that had fallen due to the huge price hike in the commodities can start going up towards 9,000 level. Okay, all autos, I would say, TVS Motor also is looking good. TVS Motor, if you see, had been doing good, though today it closed below 200 DMA. So until and unless it stays above 200 DMA, then please avoid it. But once it stays above 615, you can look into select FMCG stocks like Marico actually, not Marico. Marico again was a very good breakout, but as you can see, there was a trend line resistance here. It broke out above that, but again closed below 200 DMA. I think Glaxo also did the same. Glax, yes. So again, very good breakout initially when I thought it was going about 200 DMA, but it dipped. So these stocks will be in my radar next week. How do they perform? So I will keep a close eye, and you can see all my signals are here. So I will keep on looking at them, and I will try to find out how they are going to do. Polypex did well today. One stock actually for TMP I really missed, and I had taken so many snaps, but what happened? When this breakout happened at 12:30, I have captured this, and I was pretty confident that it will go upwards. It went upwards also because by that time volume has also come, so I was quite confident on it. But unfortunately, what happened? My WhatsApp hanged for 5-7 minutes. Uh, my little kid, a 4-year old kid, what she does is that both my mobiles, she had filled up with 20, 30, 40 GBs of game. Okay. And suddenly what happens is that nowadays it is almost full memory. And what happened is that for 5 minutes, it got actually my WhatsApp got actually hanged, and you can see that movement happened over those 5 minutes only mainly. So I could not, I missed this, though I was about to give this, but unfortunately I unfortunately uh, I could not post it in time, and it actually rallied. So felt bad for this, that I could not give even though I had spotted this. Anyways, so this was all about the overall overall week. Have a great happy Holi. Views on Sheila form. Someone has asked 3 times. Okay, I don't encourage stock related, but still I will look at it because she has asked 3 times. Ah, nothing good, nothing great. The volume was high but weak only, sir. Nothing very good looking chart, I would say. Rather, it is forming a kind of head and shoulder, if you can see. Can be a little bit tricky once this 31-32,000 breaks. Anyways, so this was all about this week. Have a great Holy Week. Uh, have a so please don't ask stock related questions, as you are there in the stockage club also, stockage social also, in TMP groups also. I will keep on posting ideas. So I posted Linde India in the stockage social, if you remember, because I asked Raja to post that into the TMP, because I had posted already to a few stocks that day. Okay, so I asked Raja to actually post Linde India. I posted Linde India here. I don't know why it is so slow. Anyhow, so if you go to the Stock Ideas Club, okay, so a lot of good stock ideas they are giving you, and possibly I gave the Linde India. Let me see. Yes, Linde India. I had given that day. Where is Linde? Yeah, that day Linde India. Linde India really performed well that day. So I will keep on posting on stocks as they break out, as they give opportunities. See, one thing you have to understand: as long as this Nifty, so I'm coming back to the Nifty chart. As long as it stays above this 200 DM, I will see breakout in many stocks on daily basis. So try to capture those breakouts, as you will get 3, 4, 5, 6% on that day itself. In many of the stocks. So try to be into look at this, and if the global market fails to rally, as I showed you, global market fails to rally beyond 34,200 in terms of Dow Jones, then what will happen? That as long as Nifty is above this 200 DMA, what will happen? the Nifty mid cap and Nifty small caps will start rising. Okay, so Nifty mid cap 100, if you see, it started rising very strongly. We'll get breakouts in Nifty mid cap. So it has a long way to go. So as long as that remain above 200 DMA, will get breakout in Nifty mid cap and Nifty small cap stocks. So I will keep on posting in uh, small cap 100. You also can see, you will see, and after mid cap it will, the small caps that will keep on rising. Okay, as long as Nifty is about 200 DMA. So this is the rule of the market. If the global market goes over 34,200, so initially what will happen, the our large caps would rally. But if it remains below this, what may happen is that Nifty may not rally that much, but what can happen is that mid cap will give very good breakouts. And as today happened towards the end, is that Nifty IT corrected a lot. So this will be kind of sector management. Okay. So if index has to remain in a range, what they will do, they will manage it by pushing up and down one index and other index. It will be like that. But uh, mid caps will do good. And I will keep on posting about those ideas in these groups. Thank you. Uh, IT sector is not looking very promising right now, but close to the results, when Infosys and etc. results will come, I think that Infi, TCS, Wipro, all these things will start moving. I will post in TMP and the StockEdge social. Don't worry. Thank you. Have a great Holi. Have a great Holi. Stay safe and enjoy Holi. This is a great festival of color. So we need to enjoy it. Thanks. Have a great weekend. Bye bye. Take care.